Everybody, it's Dee from CatalystEnergies. I'm so grateful that you're here. Today is Monday, November 25th, 2019, and here is your daily catalyst. How's everybody doing after the immense weekend with Venus and Jupiter conjuncting, Mars in Scorpio opposing Uranus in Taurus, and now we are in a dark moon with the moon in Scorpio. So let's get into the chart for the day. All right. So I feel like it's kind of an astrological hangover. I don't know about you guys. Feel free to comment or leave me a message or anything. Let me know how your weekend went. I can tell you from personal experience with people close to me, I watched the manifestation of these transits unfold right before my very eyes, and it has been intense and enlightening, and always validating that in terms of the astrology. So I really value the way that we can look at the transits and compare them to the events in our lives that have been the most meaningful or sometimes the most disruptive. So I'm sure that there are plenty of people that have lots to share about this weekend. I did a multidimensional reading on my YouTube channel over the weekend, and we talked a lot more about the Venus and Jupiter conjunction and how the galactic center was a portal that was being expanded open by Jupiter and harnessed, the manifesting power harnessed by Venus. And so if you want to get some more information about that, you can check out my YouTube channel, CatalystEnergies, and you can look for weekly multidimensional readings. So for today, we're going to do just a quick, overview of what's going on in the sky. So we have the sun in Sagittarius, and we have a moon in the last decan of Scorpio, and what we call a dark moon, which is the last few days before the actual new moon, which is going to happen tomorrow on the 26th at 4 degrees and 5 minutes of Sagittarius. But before we get to that, let's talk about what's happening today, especially since we're just coming off these really intense transits. So we have a moon trining Neptune retrograde, who is been sitting at this 15-degree and 55-minute mark for a while now, and with a dark moon in Scorpio, we're already looking at the deep subconscious, the realm of dreams, the dark recesses of our minds and our thoughts that we don't necessarily have conscious awareness of, having a nice trine or very stable, harmonious balance with Neptune here, which is the realm of dreams, of illusions. It's also the realm of our spiritual mission, and Pisces, which is going back to the undifferentiated source. So this could really play out in two ways, depending on how you've really harnessed this energy of the moon in Scorpio. If you could be getting some insight from your dreams, they could be very potent. You could be getting some very useful insight from this realm. It's really important that we're using our intuition and our discernment as much as possible, because there is no real light to be had in this kind of interaction here. Now, depending on what's been going on, this could also, even though this is a harmonious balance, if we're looking at illusion and delusion here, balanced with a dark moon in Scorpio in the deep recesses of our mind, in our subconscious, this could also be encouraging that sense of delusion. So just be very mindful about where, what's going on for you and where your mind is and what you are attaching to, because this could really go either way. As the day progresses, we have a moon sextile right here with Saturn and Pluto just plugging away in Capricorn, which is what they've been doing for a while now. And so Scorpio is really about, there's a lot of dynamics here, but Scorpio is the detective. It is the undercover work. It's really getting to the root of understanding some things that you don't usually see with the conscious mind. It takes some investigation. And so depending on especially what we might have come to understand or what kind of insights we've gotten from this spot here with Neptune, you know, the sextile is also another harmonious aspect that needs a little bit of energy to activate it. And so there could be some understanding, some insight, some, you know, things we can get in that quiet place where we kind of shut off the thinking mind and allow things from the subconscious to kind of come to the surface, things that we don't normally see. And especially in terms of our moods, how we're feeling, we might be feeling a lot of seriousness. We might be feeling very contemplative. We might be feeling very investigative in terms of what's going on there. And so this could really give us some insight into what's going on here for us, because this has been happening for a while. So knowing where these things are happening in your chart is very important, because it's been transiting this area now for a while. And when they conjunct in January, which is coming up really soon, it's really going to be a culmination of what's been happening for a while. So again, harnessing this here by giving ourselves the opportunity to quiet the monkey mind and kind of get into that deeper, watery, dark place is not necessarily a bad thing. At this point, the moon is void of course, which means it makes no major aspects to any planets or points until it transits into the next sign. And so usually a void of course moon is not a time to initiate much. It's really, nothing's gonna really come of it. It's a time to be more contemplative and sit back and kind of wait for things to run their course, so to speak. And so with a dark moon especially, there is no light on the moon. It is complete shadow in the darkest sign that we have, which is Scorpio. Really, I would, you know, the phrase that keeps coming to mind is just slow your roll, slow your roll. Just give yourself some time to sit back and let the mind chatter just kind of settle down a little bit. There's been a lot of activity. There's been a lot going on lately. And it could be, especially with this Mars in Scorpio opposing Uranus, I feel like that there is such a potential to really push forward with something, or to really try to strong arm into some sort of power play. And with the dark moon there, I you know, this is a really good time to cultivate and prepare to plant the seed, as opposed to planting the seed now. Another major transit that's happening today, Venus is moving into Capricorn. So after its big conjunction with Jupiter at the galactic center, Venus is now moving into the earth sign that has to do with form and structure and institutions. It's also, you know, it's a feminine sign because it's earth, but it's also very much connected to the patriarchy and these outside institutionalized structures that, you know, it's very paternal. It's telling, you know, doing what's best for you despite what you want or don't want. And so after this huge expansion with Venus, you know, in Sagittarius at the galactic center, I feel like now that it's moving into, now she's moving into Capricorn, this is, it's time to start putting your money where your mouth is, kind of, you know, what kind of structures are you going to build now that you've gotten this incredible gift of manifestation and expansion, and you and felt it in the potential for manifestation, how you could bring it into form. And now you have the opportunity with Venus and Capricorn to bring it into form. However, Capricorn is very paternal, and it is about the outside form, whereas Venus is the rule of Taurus. So it's she really likes the fixed earth. You know, she really likes to actually experience the senses and the good things that come with having material comfort, as opposed to activating it or building anything. And so there could be some resistance there. But again, the void of course moon allows us to really just kind of sit back and let things percolate a little bit and not make any major decisions, but just kind of feel this energy out. Maybe start to get an idea of what you can do without being too inflexible about how it has to look. And then we end the day with the sun in conjunct or quincunx Uranus. In conjunct is always an aspect of adjustment between the two points or planets. They do not line up at all, and it's an opportunity to make a change or to make a shift, because it's basically putting the round peg in the square hole, or vice versa. And with the sun in Sagittarius, there's so much optimism here, and there's so much good fortune here and abundance. There's no accidents that Sagittarius is the time that Thanksgiving is happening in the United States. And so there is a lot of optimism here, and it's going to continue to grow with the sun in this sign for the next month. But having this in conjunct with Uranus, especially since we're barely coming off this opposition with Mars, it's not even a tension, it's just kind of like, there is an inconjunct, there is a complete not meshing together at all. And so again, this is just another reason to really take advantage of the dark moon, to sit back, let things percolate, not jump on any decisions, and really feel these things out, because I feel like we've learned a lot in just the last few days, and there might have been major changes in your life that have been decided on very recently. And like I said, I've seen this happen to people very close to me, and I watched it unfold right before my eyes. And so rather than pushing forward still, which is kind of the Mars and Scorpio energy, it's really important that we maybe take stock of everything that's happening, because we do have a new moon that's coming tomorrow on the 26th. And once that happens, you are primed to plant some seeds for the new manifestation, especially with Sagittarius and all the energy that's there, because the moon shortly after that, within the next day or so, is also going to transit the galactic center and conjunct with Jupiter and then with Venus. And so how we're feeling about things with this new moon is going to get, a boost once the moon moves over those points too. But for now, it's a good opportunity to do some meditation, to do some energy work with yourself, to dream journal, to be easy with yourself. Give yourself some time to really integrate some of the things that have just happened, because it's been really big, and there might have been, a lot of people are shifting timelines right now. There's major adjustment. And so letting that kind of sink in and having the dark moon give us an opportunity to just really lean into that, I think is really important. So anyway, guys, that's your daily catalyst for Monday, November 25th, 2019. Feel free to reach out to me on Facebook, or you can email me, CatalystEnergies@gmail.com, if you want to book a reading. My service information is on my Facebook page. And if you have any questions or you just want to reach out, I am available and responsive, and I really look forward to connecting with you in the future. Take care, everybody. Bye.